Hello again, everyone. Just come out this morning for a short walk. It's a Sunday and I'm down in the university area of Liverpool. And I was thinking to myself, we're a funny bunch, aren't we, photographers? Most of us have smartphones with decent cameras. I don't believe there's really a bad smartphone on the market anymore, whether you go for one of the top of the range Apple iPhones or like me, pretty much basic bottom of the range Samsung A14. They've all got reasonable cameras on them, certainly for general photography. Why is it we prefer to use a separate camera over our phones? So I'm just out today taking similar shots with both of the same subject. Probably totally pointless exercise, but it's something to do, something to talk to you guys about and maybe get a little bit of feedback. Obviously with a even basic camera, you've got the flexibility of either a zoom lens or, and to be fair, an optical zoom lens, and or the ability to change lenses. Whereas with your smartphones, if you do have a zoom facility, it is of course digital. Thank you, Mr. Crow. So there are things like that come into the equation, obviously. Anyway, I've come out today, as you now know, with my Samsung Galaxy A14, pretty much run-of-the-mill basic smartphone, and my cheapest camera, which is the little Lumix GF1, 12 megapixel, and I've put the 14mm Lumix wide-angle lens on it. And the two are pretty much comparable in terms of their field of view. So we're just going to have a walk around and take a few shots. So I'm sort of on the border here now. I'm between the Georgian district and the university campus. And here we are. This is Abercrombie Square. So I'm going to take a couple of shots of the little pavilion in the middle. Everything is just starting to come into bloom now, including our lovely daffodils. Absolutely glorious morning in this wonderful green space in the Georgian Quarter. Beautifully laid out. It's a haven for university students during the warm summer months. Three sides of it surrounded by lovely Georgian terraced houses, and the fourth side dominated by one of the more modern university buildings. Just wanted to show you this really. It's a memorial stone to Captain Noel Chavasse of the RAMC, who was awarded 2 Victoria Crosses during the First World War. It's estimated that during the Battle of the Somme in 1916, And then again, just outside of Ypres in 1917, he was responsible for saving the lives of at least 20 men. He went out into no man's land during the night, searching for wounded and dead bodies and bringing back identity discs. And because of his bravery, he received 2 Victoria Crosses, and that's why his name is now permanently associated with the Chavasse Park down in Liverpool 1. And here we have a statue to the man himself, depicting him carrying a wounded man off the battlefield. And the inscription on the base of this statue does commemorate the other Liverpool heroes who were awarded Victoria Cross or Military Cross. It's the University Sports Centre, and I will apologise in advance because those of you that have followed the channel for a while will have seen some of these subjects before. They just attract my attention. Humming, as I'm sure you can hear, is coming from the generator, the power plant, which provides all of the power required by the university these days. And just down the road a little way, you can see the original Victorian boiler house, I guess you'd call it. They've even put one of the original Victorian boilers out. I just thought I'd give you a comparison now between one of the latest medical buildings in the city. That's the Clatterbridge Cancer Centre, and just show you the remains of the old Royal Liverpool University Hospital, which is now being demolished, as you can quite clearly see. I'd love to hear your thoughts, your opinions on this. Are you like me? You hardly ever reach for your smartphone to take images, except maybe on the odd occasion when you're caught out unexpectedly with no conventional camera equipment with you. I did go through a phase of doing without a conventional camera a few years ago when I was using a Google Pixel 3a. Pretty good camera on that at the time, but I just missed the flexibility of having interchangeable lenses. Makes such a big difference. Oh, look, we're outside the oceanographic building here. Take a couple of shots of that for comparison, I think. There's a couple of other things that bother me slightly about smartphone cameras. I don't have a lot of experience with iPhones, but from what I have seen and what I have used already, they all tend to over-sharpen their images. And that's also a gripe that I have with regard to the software packages that we use for our conventional cameras. Not sure about you, but with On1 Photo RAW and Affinity Photo, if I apply noise reduction and or sharpening, which is not very often, but if I do, I always have to knock it back. I have to reduce the amount every time. It just looks too obvious. Let me know if you agree with that. Do you come across the same problem? Be interesting to know. But for now, from a rather lovely Sunday morning in the university campus of Liverpool, I'm going to say enjoy your photography, whether you use a smartphone all the time, whether you use medium format digital, micro four thirds like me, 10x8 film cameras. It does not matter as long as you use it. Anyway, stay safe, enjoy it, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye for now.